Yay, we get to finally make gravy. Right, so what do we do? 1/4, 1/2, 1, right? So that's a basic recipe, and I'll explain that here in a second. So 1/4 pound of butter, 1/2 cup of flour to 1 quart of stock is our base roux in stock. So basically what I've done here is I'm going to quadruple that. So 1 pound of butter, 2 cups of flour, and a gallon of stock. Our stock today is going to be ham stock. We had a ham bone and we're turning it into stock. So that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, stay with me here. So we've got the onions sauteing on a handful with a pound of butter. And we're just going to go ahead and start sauteing that a little bit. I'm going to add a bunch of mushrooms to that. And our always popular and tasteful dried garlic. So that's next on the ingredient list on this. And then we'll begin to add the flour. So hang on, here we go. All right, you got it nice tight. All right, the onions are sauteed. Yeah, sauteed-ish. I'm going to add a generous amount of mushrooms to that, sliced mushrooms. Generous. Yes. I'm a generous kind of guy. All right. So that's going to go ahead and saute up real quick. Like the mushrooms or like the onions, and butter's still melting. Big chunk of butter. So we want this cooked down a little bit more. The mushrooms have cooked down a little bit. See the butter's starting to show through. We're going to add a reasonable amount of garlic. What is it, a reasonable amount?
Reasonable amount?
Yeah, that's a lot, right?
Yeah.
All right, good. 2 cups of flour. Gonna stir that roux in, build that roux. Okay, so the 1/4 pound roux with 1/2 cup flour and 1 quart of stock, or one of them boxes, you know, the boxes you get at the store is 1 quart. Same principle, same thing. We're just making a little bigger volume here. So if you folks cooking at home, this is how you do it. All right, so we've got that flour blended in pretty good with the butter. Continuing to cook. Today we have pork stock. I'm gonna feed that in. I'm gonna leave the fat with it because that's all goodness. Alright, so there we go. We're going to bring this all to a boil, stirring regularly, and then go from there. So we're about halfway done. Lots of simmering in front of us still. Okay, our sauce has been rolling for about 5 minutes now. Everything is really cooked. I've been stirring consistently to keep the roux from settling to the bottom. We're cooking nice. It looks good. It's a little bit thick right now, but we're going to start adding some garnish to this. And while the pork stock was nice, it doesn't add much color. It kind of looks a little flat. So I'm going to go ahead and add some the Miner's chicken base. This is a low sodium chicken base, which is nice. To build on that color, we've got the beef base, the Miner's beef base. I'm going to add just a touch to this. This is going on our meatloaf today, so I want a little bit of color in there, but not a ton. And we'll show you more of that in a minute. Go ahead and stir those two in. Will give us a lot of color and a lot of flavor real quick. Very good. And as you can see, the color is starting to bubble through real quick. So now we've got at least a nice color for our sauce, the base of a nice color. Now I'm going to add a depth of flavors to it. And what I like to do with these darker sauces like this is add a tomato product. And today I've got the fancy Midwest tomato sauce. And of course you can see how much I'm measuring here. But we're going to add, it looks like 2 or 3 cups of tomato sauce into that. We'll stir that around. That red will really start to bring out those colors and give you that that layer of depth in there. Oh, it's so pretty. All right. See, it's coming through real big right now, but it'll soften up as it cooks down. There you go. So I'm gonna let that simmer for another 10 or 15 minutes. I like to put an hour on my sauces, just let them cook down, get that flour cooked off, get that roux flavor, that roux taste out of it, and just let those vegetables blend, all that garlic in there. It's all good stuff. We still haven't added any salt to this. 1 pound of fat, the butter fat, and a little bit that came in with the ham. Very minimal amount of fat. So here we go. We're gonna let this cook again for 10 minutes. We'll be right back. Okay, after finally getting the kitchen quieted down a little bit, jeez, it's like a party in here. So we've got the sauces cooked out. The color looks nice, darker brown. That red is coming through from the tomato sauce, and then my last little, this is enough sauce for what? 100 people? Yeah, we'll do 100 with this, and so I don't mind throwing a container of veal glace in here. This is a veal glace de Viande. I'll have an order number for you on that. But this really just puts it over the top. So we're gonna go ahead. It's a little bit frozen still, but I'm gonna float it in there. You can see it. This will add a layer of flavor and color to your sauce that's just unbelievable. So this is the last part I'm gonna add. My consistency looks about right, and I'll show you the final plate when we're done here in a minute with the meatloaf, and yummy, yummy. So that would be my take on that.